And by the Wednesday, I said, I just said it to a friend just out of the blue. I'm just like, I'm going to open my doors. Typical Canadian. Hey, I'm going to open my doors, eh? Like, that's it. That's all it was. Like, screw this. Let's do it. And
Well, the other day I was shopping at Walmart with my wife, and I'm looking around and I see like 200, 300 people in here. And I said to her, I said, can we give them our money and buy toys for our kids this year here? Because like these businesses here, which I heard from Madison Barbecue, they're closing and they're struggling this year. And honestly, it's not right what's going on, and it has to stop.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Bolton, Ontario. And folks, what would Christmas Day be like for millions of kids the world over if there weren't some toys sitting for them under the Christmas tree on Christmas Day? But as we know, this is 2020, and there are bureaucrats and politicians the world over who have turned into modern day Grinches. They are selectively closing certain retailers, such as this fantastic toy store in Bolton, Nobletoyz. But the owner of Nobletoyz, Derrick Noble, well, he's fighting back. He is no longer bending the knee like other entrepreneurs here and there. Derrick has decided that, hell, he's going to open his toy store in the weeks leading up to Christmas. And also, like some other entrepreneurs in Canada, he has suffered the consequences via bylaw enforcement. And Derrick Noble joins me now. Derrick, first of all, fantastic toy shop. I'm so distracted. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to your merchandise. But tell me, last Saturday, you decided enough is enough. You decided to open. Why did you open in contravention of the law?
Because basically it's unfair. How can they shut us down? And I've used this time and time again. How can they shut us down right before Christmas when we do 50% of our sales? And all the other local... this was supposed to be just some little thing just inside my town where, hey, you know what? Let's all open up. Let's get this place open. I'll lead the way. You guys follow me. Let's open up and tell these guys, hey, you can't do this. Like, why is Bolton and Caledon a part of Peel when we're only 3% of the cases? And small shops are safe as can be. Like, why are you guys doing this to us right at this time of the year?
So Peel Region, City of Toronto is in the gray zone. But the thing is, even here in Peel Region, in the gray zone, Derrick, as you know, we can do a short drive and we can hit a Walmart. We can hit a Costco. The ostensible reason they are allowed to open is that they provide essentials such as groceries, but there's nothing stopping a shopper from going to the toy section of Walmart and Costco. So these big multi-billion conglomerates, they can sell toys. A little guy like you face fines.
Yep, you hit the nail on the head, my friend. Why can you just walk in there and pick the same thing off the shelf that you could pick off here? And one rumor about small shops like us is, oh, well, a small shop is more expensive. I've beaten Walmart on some prices. I'll bend over backwards for any of my customers, and every single small retailer I know will bend over backwards. Like, we know our customers by name. Like, we know how many kids they have and the names of those kids. And like, we give you a one-on-one experience. If we're following all the protocol for COVID, like they set out for us, it makes absolutely no, like, it's like a bad dream. Like, this is like a bad dream. Not this interview. This interview is awesome, but this is like a bad dream. Like, why?
And let's talk about the virus protocol. I would suggest, Derrick, because I've seen it firsthand when my cameraman Lincoln and I have gone into Costco's. Social distancing is right out the window. They're jam-packed. Meanwhile, you have a little 3,000 square foot toy store. You limit the number of people coming in. You're very strict in accordance with the region with masks, hand sanitizer. I would make the argument that this is a far safer environment in which to come and shop for toys compared to the big box stores.
We have our sanitizer set up. We have MVS in town donated some masks for us. Anybody forgets a mask. Now, if you are exempt, we welcome people that are exempt. I want to go on camera and say that we allow anybody. If you're exempt, you're allowed in our store. Everybody's social distance now, right? And I say this about people that are exempt from wearing a mask. They are probably the most polite, and they do it just because, hey, you know what? I don't want to make a big stink about this. Let's not get into the politics of it all. I'm going to be very respectful. Why could Ford not just say, hey, If you're a small business, for every 500 square feet you have, you're allowed 1 or 2 people. Why? Like, how hard is that?
Well, he was saying he was saying Ontario opened for business back in 2018 when he was running to become premier, but I guess the premier really hasn't come as advertised. But Derrick, take us back to Saturday. Like a rebel, you took a rebel stand and opened your toy store. Oh my goodness, what an egregious act! But what was the reaction of people? What kind of feedback did you get from opening your store a few days ago?
Love right across. I had a gentleman from Australia reach out to me yesterday. England. I missed a couple calls today. I saw Florida. I saw a lady from Idaho reached out from the States, right across Canada. And I mean, that's amazing that the word's getting out that these small businesses are dying. I think we lost 20% of small businesses with the first wave. I'm like, how can we lose more? Right before Christmas, we're going to lose more of these small businesses? Like, it's heartbreaking. But there was love. We did have a bit of lineups. People were social distancing. They were even wearing their masks outside because they're like, we don't want any problems at all. Let's make this go smooth, Derrick. Let's make this go as smooth as possible. Everybody was respectful. There was so we opened on the Saturday and we opened again on the Monday. We were slapped with fines on the Saturday.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah,
so it wasn't quite love across the board when it came to bylaw enforcement. Not exactly love when you're getting hit with a ticket. And how much were you fined, Derrick?
I'd rather keep that confidential if you don't mind. Okay. So the fine, and again, I want to go on record with this too. The OPP have been absolutely amazing. I have nothing but respect for them. They have a job to do, and I realize that. We're going to fight the fine. We're going to fight the summons. I mean, it's very unjust. Again, even the bylaw officer, when he came on the Saturday, I mean, it looked like he is like, man, do we really have to do this? Like he was, and they're fans of the store. A lot of the officers that I talk to are like, oh man, I want you open. I want to come shopping, So they're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
What a terrible position to be in. And as far as law enforcement is concerned, I mean, I can't imagine an Ontario provincial police officer looking at an assignment to come in and shut down a toy store or find a toy store as being something they signed up for. They're being used by, the politicians, the bureaucracy to really do police work that it doesn't even rate as police work.
No. We got criminals out there. We got pedophiles and rapists. And I mean, these guys put their life on the line every day, and now they're being asked to come into a small business, and everybody knows a small business. I mean, to all my fellow small business owners out there, I mean, I was working 7 days a week. I was losing sleep. I almost lost this business 2 or 3 times already. I mean, the last lockdown is when I signed my contracts to expand the store. Right before COVID hit, of course. Great timing. So we had to hustle curbside. Puzzles were a hot commodity. I hustled, I went into personal money, and I'm glad I had some personal money to go into. I had to do whatever it took to keep this place going, and we struggled and got through, and it's like, yes, and then the response afterward, we opened in, I forget what it was, second week of June or something. People were coming, and people were happy, and everything was great, and we were following protocol, and everything was... And then all of a sudden, hey, by the way, guys, you got 48 hours to shut down again. Like really?
And Derrick, as we discussed this off camera, this isn't really about you making a political statement. This is about you as an entrepreneur just wanting the right to earn a living, just wanting to serve your customers. I mean, for goodness sakes, it's 3 weeks till Christmas and you're in the toy business. It almost seems cruel a guy like you is shut down in the first place.
When you take on becoming a small business, it is a struggle, but when it's rolling, it's a great feeling. When people walk in here and go, like when you walked in here and said, "Oh my God, I'm distracted." I love that. Like I love every comment like that. It makes me feel good, and I know everybody else who's a small business takes pride in what they do.
We feel this is so egregious, and I know I made this offer off camera and you declined. As you know, we have a portal called iwillopen.com. It's where we would put you in touch with a top-notch criminal lawyer. We would crowdfund your legal fees. You politely declined. I'm going to make the offer again because I hate to see a little guy going up against the system. But is there any reason you've declined? And I think you also told me a story of someone was trying to stick a stack of $100 bills in your palm on Saturday, and you declined that too. So why are you taking on this fight as a one-man gang?
So you said it again. You said you hit the nail on the head. Like, I have people offering me financial aid, willing to start GoFundMe's. Willing to take this on pro bono. Like, I'm not talking one or two, I'm talking hundreds. And yeah, the lady that offered me a big stack of money, like, she is absolutely a sweetheart. And I said, I'm sorry, I do not want help. I do not want financial aid. I do not want anybody fighting my battle. This is our battle. We want to show them that the small guy is going to fight tooth and nail for our business. And I want everybody else to open their doors and follow what I'm doing.
I think that would be fascinating to see. And of course, we can't talk about your story without talking about the story du jour last week, which was of course, Adam Skelly of Adamson Barbecue, illegally opening up. And I'm in agreement, Derrick. I mean, if everyone just opened their doors, the law enforcement doesn't have the resources to close down and throw everybody in the cooler. And yet, what did we see in Toronto last week? We had the mounted unit even come in. We had Adam Skelly arrested, handcuffed, spent a night in jail. To me, that was the mayor, John Tory, and the public health head honcho, Dr. Davila, making an example out of an entrepreneur, saying to all the other little guys out there, you pull that, this is what's going to happen to you. And maybe they succeeded because we don't hear of that many people opening up. What's your take on the Great Canadian Barbecue Rebellion?
Yeah, I think people are scared when they see stuff like that. Adam's principle for standing for the small guy, I love it. He reached out to me, I think it was a day or two after his incident, and just said, hey, I'm proud of you. And I said, listen, I'm proud of what you did. But at the same time, and again, everybody misquotes things. And you know what? At the end of the day, I don't want trouble from anybody. I just want peace. And people that have a problem with what I'm doing, I want them to just sit there and put themselves in our shoes, where this is all our income. 100% of our income comes from this job. Yeah. For me to feed my two beautiful girls, for me to pay rent, for me to put food on the table, to put clothes on our back. And, not only do we have expenses coming out of the yin yang, and all small retailers, this goes out to you too. Are we in debt? Yes, we are. My business is in debt. I don't care, because I'm doing what I love. And they're all in debt. And now you want to take more from them. And now you want to give them fines and summons.
And this, Derrick, is what makes your case as well, so many others, so saddening, so maddening. The fact that you've got all the normal challenges of trying to run a business, trying to go up against the big guys, trying to go up against the Amazon.coms of the world. And then you've got this added thing of law enforcement and bylaw coming in and finding you. And as I understand it, it's not just you got a fine a couple of days ago and that's it. They could come any day you open and add to the fines. Given that kind of financial hit, does it even make sense for you to open the doors?
Yes, it does, because I believe in this with all my heart. By the Wednesday, I said, I just said it to a friend just out of the blue. I'm just like, I'm going to open my doors. Typical Canadian. Hey, I'm going to open my doors, eh? Like, that's it. That's all it was. Like screw this. Let's do it.
It's downright egregious, Derrick. Yeah. Derrick, I am so happy you have decided to take this rebellious stand. I mean, that almost sounds ridiculous. A toy shop owner is a rebel because he's opening his toy shop, but such is the world we live in. When the courts open next year, I wish you the very best in getting justice. Hopefully, these ludicrous fines will be thrown out.
If I am stuck, you're gonna get a call or a text from me if I need some help or anything. You'll be the first guy to know.
Well, Derrick, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your kind words, and hey, Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Merry Christmas to you, sir. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Well, in the minutes ahead, Derrick is going to open his store to the general public, and lo and behold, one of the first customers to appear on the scene is Kyle. And Kyle, what brings you down to patronize Nobletoyz?
Well, the other day I was shopping at Walmart with my wife, and I'm looking around and I see like 200, 300 people in here. And I said to her, can we give them our money and buy toys for our kids this year here? Because like these businesses here, which I heard from Adamson Barbecue, they're closing and they're struggling this year. And honestly, it's not right what's going on, and it has to stop. The government has to stop closing these small businesses down while allowing these retailers to stay open.
Well, folks, only time will tell in the days and weeks ahead if by law and law enforcement will continue to visit Derrick Noble's little toy store here in Bolton and continue to fine him for that egregious crime of selling toys in the weeks leading up to Christmas. But come on, guys, surely there is real crime happening in Peel region. Surely you can lay off and let Derrick Noble sell his toys in peace. Let's all hope that this particular toy story has a happy ending. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey entrepreneurs, are you sick and tired of government and bureaucracies telling you you cannot open your business? Well, if you are going to open nevertheless, please let us know. Go to iwillopen.com, that's iwillopen.com. Let us hear about your situation and I'll make sure to tell your story.